are these people?
What happened this week? I'm gonna start. This is a terrorist attack that happened on American soil and nobody's talking about it. Wait, what? Yeah.
Terror, you say?
Norman Finkelstein. You guys know him, right? Everybody knows
I do believe so.
The good professor. So let me back this down a little bit so we can see the full thing.
Terrorism. Terror.
And make sure that the audio is on for all of us, which it is. Good. All right. And as you like to say,
speed.
Action.
Norman, how's it going? I got you a pager. Want a pager, Norman?
Jews were known for being smart.
Oof.
You know what?
Here's your pager, Norman.
You know what?
It's fucking Holocaust tonight, you piece of shit.
Okay. That's an act of terror.
You know, elbows are legal in the street. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but he's a pacifist.
You know?
He's like 70 and it's not going anywhere. Now, we're going to talk about the person that did that because he's been exposed. And we're going to talk about the organization that he's a part of, Betar US, and we're going to expose the shit out of that
Betar.
Too.
We are from the planet Betar.
Thanks to our friend GenXGirl, who then reminded people to report this to Twitter's safety because it is an act of terror, and the person whose account was doing this should be, I don't see my reply there. See, they already marked it as spam.
Our planet's religious text promised your planet to us.
The person who did that
millennia
should be arrested.
ago.
That is literally an act of terror. So who is it? After openly making threats to Norman Finkelstein with a pager and a masked thug going to his speech, and the person that we have that guy on video right on the next thing. All right.
Yep.
Betar is now claiming that the police are threatening them. Okay. So Betar Milwaukee called in and said that they planned to attend the event at Milwaukee, at UW Milwaukee, despite threatening calls from police, right? And they're trying to silence Norman Finkelstein, right? So this person, Boris, so who is Boris? Boris is this cat. All right.
Yeah.
Zachariah Meller of Betar was arrested for violating his restraining order at another Finkelstein event.
Oof.
All right. He posted an 18-minute psychotic rant, which I edited down to 6 minutes for your sanity, which I will not play because it is disgraceful.
Repulsive, I'm sure.
Any light whatsoever, okay? So that was an adjunct to who this motherfucker is, all right? Who's representing the Betar organization. Betar, what? Yeah, well...
We are the lizards from planet Betar.
Here we go. Let's go down. Thanks to, again, shout out to GenXGirl, who's been incredible in doing this work of doing the deep dives and getting into the ugliest of the ugly as to who these people are, what their connections are, how they're funded, and how they're helping each other and censor others in order to elevate the people around them and keep their messaging in the forefront and suppress other messaging and go after other people and terrorize them like they're terrorizing, like they just tried to terrorize Norman Finkelstein. Now he won't be,
yes,
you know, he can't be terrorized. He won't be back down, and it's ridiculous. But so who are they? Who are you? So you put together this handy graphic, all right, where either they're part of a government, they're an Israeli operative, they are a crime organization or a criminal, all right, and you have that all broken down, meaning that you start out with the Israeli operative World Zionist Congress or the Zionists of America Coalition, right? Now, today we're going to focus on this section right here, this Betar US division, but that's only one of 4 divisions within the World Zionist Congress Coalition. You have, first of all, the American Friends of Judea and Samaria that have basically bought off all of these government organizations, government agents, all right, and
already using
government officials,
shitty names for Palestine and whatnot,
right, in order to push certain bills through that will restrict speech and equate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism and anti-Judaism.
We would never have foreign influence in our politics. How dare you try to say that that's the case?
All right. Then she describes the Zionist Organization of America, which is the original organization, by the way, that JFK tried to have classified in the 1960s early on as under FARA, which is why it says in the FBI FARA violator is put there. All this will be made available in the chats afterwards, or in the description. And at the newsletter specifically. So Mort Klein is the president of the Zionists of America.
Mort.
All right. He also has links and direct ties and this World Zionist Congress is funding Betar USA. All right. And they're also funding the North Carolina Coalition for Israel. And they're a whole problematic thing that we're also going to get into tonight too. But look at what Betar US is involved with. First of all, Irgun and the Jewish Defense League are both considered criminal organizations. Irgun is on the FBI terrorist watch list. All right. The Jewish Defense League is on the Justice Department's terrorism list. Now
what's that? They've been on our radar. What do they describe that again?
Yeah. They've been on our radar. Exactly, is usually what they're described as. Now, this gentleman, if you want to describe Ronn Torossian, we're going to get into him. And again, GenXGirl's done all the research on all these people and have them vetted, and all these are sourced with backup information and usually from their own quotes themselves, which is unbelievable. But Betar is also responsible for this Kahani Chai, all right, which is a specialty designated global terrorist organization. All right, direct links
not a delicious spiced tea.
No, not at all.
Just to
three
make
different
sure.
terrorist organizations, links to indictments with indicted Mayor Eric Adams with FARA violations there. All right, links to a Pornhub lawsuit for child pornography. And we're, again, going to get into all of this stuff. And guess who else is connected through the Hoots pack? Richie Bitchy Torres. Oh, yeah, he's touched by this, too. All right. For all you duopoly anti-Zionists, Richie Torres is definitely connected to this. So what she says is, the World Zionist Congress is a parliament of the Jewish people comprised of Jews worldwide in a global government forum which convenes in Israel. This year, the World Zionist Congress is holding its 39th election for members of its parliament, and the extremist Zionist coalition is campaigning to represent U.S. Zionists. What a surprise. Both Christian and Jewish, by the way. All right. Now, a lot of these are just Jewish organizations. All right. Please vote for the ZOA coalition. All these different organizations. My God.
Oh.
Look at all these different labels and logos. Ezra USA and the One Israel Fund. The Likud Party. Save the West. All right. The National Jewish Advocacy Center. Some that sound very benign and benevolent. All right. That aren't at all.
Yes, but connected to Jewish terror pretty much at the core.
Right.
So,
pretty much. So she continues to say that this coalition is campaigning to represent U.S. Jewish Zionists. Per the rules, you have to be Jewish to participate. All right. Prominent members of this organization are ZOA, Betar, NORPAC, which is like APAC. All right. The Lawfare Project, they sue the world on behalf of Israel. Like I said, One Israel Fund, CAMRA, which is an Islamophobic org, the American Friends of Judea and Samaria, all right, looking to annex the West Bank. Just
Yep.
Yeah. All of them kind of put together. And then you've got this lady Sloan. So the coalition of Netanyahu and Doxing Americans rally. Several members of the ZOA coalition are staging a rally where members of Congress in support of Netanyahu. This is really funny because nobody showed up at this thing. It was literally like a box truck that had messaging on it instead of this, but it was paid for by all these organizations. And these two representatives were scheduled to show up. All right. Now, who's this Sloan Rashmuch? All right. She works for the Daily Wire. That's Ben Shapiro's organization. All right. Front Page Magazine, The Federalist, for which she receives money from one of Trump's top mega donors. Of course, they're all connected and interlinked. All right.
Yep.
Then here is the Daily Wire reporter posting a thread about how she took pics of all the student protesters and then sent them to an AI company. Lady. All right. So that they could be identified and then deported if they had some kind of a visa thing. All right. So
what?
Arrested for cyber stalking, very similar to what she does for Betar. North Carolina has cyber stalking laws which prohibit you from taking pics of people in stores and posting. Of course, she has enough connections to get charges dropped. But very similar to the New York lawmaker who waved her gun at protesters, got arrested, and then the DA dropped the charges. Again, the dual justice system in play. Right? So we have somebody who is clearly privileged and running around and terrorizing Americans, terrorizing students who are exercising First Amendment rights to protest, trying, because she doesn't like what they say, trying to get them in trouble or, or kicked out of the country.
Right.
Here it is when she's doxing and attacking the anti-Semite, the anti-genocide protesters and college students. This is back in May. All right. Israel-friendly CNN finally admits that the counter-protesters who violently attacked pro-Palestinian students were not students at the school. They were older Jewish men, Israeli citizens, and maybe we had some neo-Nazis. And there's 5 minutes of footage there back on May 16th. All right. There's the footage right there. She's pulling that from CNN. She does her background and research. She just shows you what's out there. All right. And then here's her thing about the Israel network that's targeting students. That, again, was back in last April. We covered a lot of this stuff. I don't know if it was her research, but we certainly covered a lot of what was happening at Columbia and nationwide. All right. Similar to Sloan, her alignment, again, we're getting back into this. All right. Then her brain's fried. Part 2 is going to have more stuff. All right. Zionist media masquerading as right-wing news is a huge problem in America. Talking about Breitbart. While waiting for their terror rally tomorrow, Betar is looking to vandalize D.C. Hope Trump enjoys it, right? So, unbelievable. Right? So then she gets into who this Betar organization is even further. All right, again, wanting to rename the West Bank so they can annex it. And there's our Dale Gribble, the Gribble Report. That's our buddy over there.
He's not, but it's a Gribble.
That's not Dale. He's using a Gribble pick.
Yes.
So like I said,
Richie Torres.
The head of this Betar organization is this guy, Ronn. Now, what's really messed up is the first time she posted this, they had it taken down and flagged for, I don't know if it was hate speech or, here it is, visibly
misinformation.
No, for may violate hateful conduct because they allegedly doxed him. All right. But here's who he is. He's the president of Betar. He was a member of Kahani Kai, which is a U.S. designated terrorist organization. He was a leader of Betar International, which has links to terrorist organizations Irgun and the JDL. He's trying to revive the ideology of Kahane Chai, Irgun, and JDL in the U.S. He's a candidate for the ZOA coalition to represent the U.S. Zionists at the World Zionist Council in Israel. An FBI agent FBI required the ZOA to register as an Israel foreign agent 7 times. All right. He's connected to Trump's. He's also connected to the DNC and the Clintons. Like we said, it's a uniparty. They all serve Israel.
Yeah.
He's connected to many members of Congress, including Richie Torres. All right. He's also a registered foreign agent of Turkey. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right. He's represented and worked with nefarious characters involved in sex trafficking, child porn, and revenge porn like Bibi and Pornhub, and Betar's director, Ross Glick. He's another disgusting individual.
Glick.
All right. And she's got all kinds of citations when you start going down this rabbit hole. There's also links to Jake Novak, and I believe he was a high up in government. Yeah, just not good. Not good peeps, to say the least. The Nazis changed, but they never went away. Exactly. All right. Where is the rest of this? All right. That's again, that's the first thread. I have more here. All right. So Betar and ZOA, we're having an event to celebrate in DC, a rally. Right. Get the jihadis out of America, a deportation policy, right? Take a stand, make our voices heard. Nice. Right. And then we get into this Sloan Rakhmukh. All right. Here's the thing, changed it to noon. Right. Then I believe they showed up. I want to see where the thing is, the truck that was there. It was really pathetic. All right. Then you've also got the links to Eric Adams. All right. And the FARA violation with Turkey and why the Israel lobby is alarmed. Right. And I believe she published this one today about the part 3 about the FARA stuff. All right. Yeah. And this just goes down a deep, dark rabbit hole. All right. Disgusting. Mayor Eric Adams was indicted for bribery and corruption with Turkey.
Who are these people?
Really? With Turkey. Grand jury subpoenas were issued for Adams related to Israel, China, Qatar, South Korea, and Uzbekistan. He also took money from pro-Israel billionaires in exchange for the Columbia student protest arrest, which we also documented. And here is the New York Times showing the investigation into those 6 countries. All right. Then there's the link. And of course, there is that he's joined the Israel lobby, paid lawmakers to condemn free speech. And what was this? Through IHRA, right? He supports the Stop Anti-Semitism Hate Act or whatever it is. Nonsense that they're just really trying to restrict speech and criticism of Israel. We know this already. All right.
Yeah.
Where is the rest of this thread, though, is what I'm looking for. Part 2 about Ronn Torossian. Because there's a lot more about this guy. And now I need to find it because she sent it over here. Again, shout out to GenXGirl. Is this it? Thread up. Unroll. Let's see. Here he is. Here's all the different links and background image. One of the earliest records of his activities is his membership in Kahane Chai, where he was their campus director. They were designated a terrorist organization by the U.S. and Israeli governments after their murder spree, killing Americans. In this video, he's the master of ceremonies at a memorial for Meir Kahane, who's the founder of the terrorist organization. All right. Another member of Kahane Chai is Israel's Itmar Ben-Gvir. We know him. Right. Ronn and Ben-Gvir ascribe to Mayor Kahani's ideology, which is ethnic cleansing. All right. This is all about his rise to power and how he kind of rose to prominence. Right. It started under the Clinton administration, despite the fact that his ideology is extreme. Watch David Sheen. Right. And this is a whole video that explains about how sought election advice from the biggest racists in the Jewish community. And that's why today, POTUS, Joe Biden, and VP Harris support the genocidal agenda of the Kahani movement, founded by Torossian's hero. All right. Then you've got
Jewish rapscallion.
Well, in this case, he happens to be, but he's also a Zionist, which is the bigger problem.
Mm-hmm.
Ron's rise to money in business is through his PR company, 5WPR, where he's built a reputation as a ruthless guerrilla marketer and crisis PR agent to some of the world's most notorious people. P. Diddy was a client as well as Pornhub. Basically, he's like a damage control. Yeah, but he's a damage control specialist. Like, he comes in and makes sure that the damaged reputation somehow has a way to be rebuilt and starts smearing people all around them, usually unwarranted, to try to elevate or, minimize, to try to elevate the person around them or minimize the damages and the effects of the bad news that's happening to his client. All right. So then you've also got, here's his connection with Pornhub. 50 women reached a settlement in a suit claiming they were duped into filming girl videos for Girls Do Porn, a site owned by Pornhub. At least 6 were charged by attorneys. Few companies have done more to undermine the American family. He also blasted Torossian's involvement as the PR agent. Anyone on the right who cares or even claims to care about protecting the family should immediately sever ties with this individual. That was 5 years ago. Right?
Yeah.
And there's more about him there. Then he's, guess who's Bitchy Torres' top donor? Oh, yeah. Despite being a proclaimed far-right and conservative Zionist, aligning himself with Christian Zionists and attacking the DNC, Torossian was, for some reason, Richie Torres' top donor, helping him raise $150,000 this past election cycle. And, of course, famously, one of the people running against him was Jose Vega. I think Jose may have even gotten more votes than the Republican. I don't know. Richie was handpicked by the Israel lobby to represent them in Congress while in the Bronx, the poorest district in the U.S. Of course, they continue to suffer. Right? He was arrested for attacking and intimidating student protesters back at Syracuse University. That was a long time ago. That was in May. Now look at that at the Daily Orange.
Yeah.
He claimed to be the Zionist parents of Syracuse. All right. Claimed to represent them because everything he does automatically, by definition, represents Zionists, I guess. And here's the receipts. All right. Confirmed as a parent, arrested on Quad Sunday.
Legion of Doom.
Now, did he have a child enrolled there? I don't believe so. All right. He represents them, but I don't know if he actually has a child enrolled there. College parent arrested. I guess he might have been. But look who he's taking pictures with. Eric Adams.
Yep.
One parent especially aggressive in his verbal treatment of students. Like endangering students. So here's the Betar Jake Novak is a Betar spokesman. All right. That name sounds familiar. It's because Jake Novak attempted to extort Matt Gaetz' father for $25 million while working at the Israeli consulate as their media director. Again, documented. After the story went viral, the Israeli government distanced themselves from Novak, and he lost his job. And, of course, Betar soon hired him afterwards because they always take care of their own.
Why not?
Now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, this comes from Drop Site, but it does come from Jack, what's his name? I like Jack, and he usually is more accurate. I have to say this is not a Ryan Grimm story. All right, Novak is now the spokesperson. Yeah. Then you've got his connection to Ross Glick. Ross Glick is the Betar U.S. director arrested for revenge porn. Last week it was surfaced. Yes, Ross was that boyfriend. Gross. Here, look at this. All right, here you go. Oh, look at who he's pictured with. What a Manhattan CEO.
It's revenge porn with Fetterman? Man, that must have been interesting.
Ugh, gross. No, but he's the guy that... All right. Now also Betar has partnered with this Nesher AI. That's a whole, oh my God, a whole other rabbit hole. Now this guy, his name is apparently Ali Hassan Hawila, but he calls himself Eliyahu Hawila. All right. And then said that he was Orthodox, but he then said that he was a prominent figure in Lebanese Chosan. So he's a Muslim in Lebanon who converted, but this guy
sounds like a spy to me.
Yeah. He made a show of flying to Israel during Passover weekend 2022 so he could begin a conversion to Judaism. In subsequent interviews, he later claimed he learned that his mother was in fact Jewish. Not true, but okay.
All
right. This lame hoax. All right. And then this was also the guy, by the way, who tried to frame this lady. All right. And say that she was just deported or whatever. This was like from May. And this was debunked over and over. Like all these guys are getting is just owned over and over and over again. She says, and this came out today. Part 3 will focus on Ron Torossian and Eric Adams and Trump's DOJ working a deal to drop any charges against Eric Adams and the influence of Betar in helping make that happen. All right. She also talked about this ZM tabloid that has been doing incredible work as well into doing some of the digging here. And there's a much larger project at play in exposing a lot of these organizations in the way that they have been trying to dox and expose and, you know, hurt the people that are protesting and trying to stop genocide. We're starting to get some people on our side that know what they're doing and know how to find who these people are and tell who they are. And here's their background. Here's, again, what is Kahani Kai? I can't play the music. They murdered dozens of people, right, against Palestinians, Americans, and others. Remember when they did that skunk attack at Columbia University? That was this organization,
Vaguely, yes.
All right, where they...
Of course.
Yep. Here.
Synagogue. Unfortunately, this is not a happy event, and this is the yahrzeit of Rav Meir Kahana Zatzal, and I hope on other occasions you'll come here for Simchas. I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Ronn Ben Israel, who will be the master of ceremonies. He is the campus coordinator of Kahana Chai. Mr. Ben Israel.
Kahana Chai.
Ben Israel means the son of Israel. Israel.
Yes. Friends, we are gathered here today.
Romans.
For the 4th year that we have not had the greatest Jewish leader ever, Rabbi Meir Kahana. It was 4 years ago that an Arab terrorist killed our leader. Today we are gathered here. This will be the event of the year. Finally, we will raise a voice, and do more than raise a voice, to the outrage which is going on in Israel. As Jews are silent, and as we, the only noble people to raise a voice, are silenced. But they can't silence us. Kahana Chai, Kahana lives on. Kahana lives on. Something I'd like for all of you to keep in mind throughout this program is that it's not just enough to come here once a year and to send us your checks 3 times a year. We need your bodies here with us. Do not just say that Rabbi
More
Kahana was
importantly,
right.
we need your wallets with us.
Do not just say, yes, he was correct. Yes, the Arabs must go. Stay with us. Do something with us. Directly after this, we'll be having an emergency protest. There will be buses outside to take all of us to the Israeli consulate. We'll be joined by our international leader, Rabbi Binyamin Zev Kahana. He will be here with us. Please, we need your bodies here with us.
And as far as the Arabs, the transfer, they said it's not moral.
Oh God, the voice.
Rabbi Kahana said it's not moral. Is it moral to leave them in here and eat at us like a
My
cancer?
God, I went to go
Now
get the bread.
that mad dog he's doing to the Jews, what Rabbi Kahana wanted to do to the Arabs? The country has gone insane.
Man, that weird laugh lady
With
from
no further
Seinfeld
ado,
did not age well, did she?
Binyamin Zev Kahana.
Yeah, like, all right, so there's another 30 seconds of this. I don't even
Kahane,
I think we've seen enough. Okay, again, this is all about like how he rose to power and prominence within, well, you can guess it's by representing the donor class and representing the Israel lobby and bringing a lot of these powerful organizations, powerful because they have been funding a lot of the coffers, and you could see all these different organizations, and every one of those organizations, by the way, can donate X amount to every campaign and does. And how are they getting funded? And there's a lot of questions as to a lot of this stuff. But there's also a lot of very wealthy Jewish Americans that are funding this stuff too. You can hear him kind of yelling at them, and that's, you know, it's not just all Israel, because a lot of the Israeli money is coming from here to begin with. You know, the Bill Ackmans.
He who controls the spice controls the universe.
Right. So she even cites the thing with Zateo here. Torres has been happy to take money from wealthy businessmen. We know this. Yeah, real progressive guy.
What's that? The 45th rule of acquisition. What's that one?
Oof.
Count I have that somewhere. Where's it at?
That is the 34th rule of acquisition states. Peace is good for business.
That's the 35th rule.
Oh, you're right. What's the 34th?
War is good for business. It's easy to get them confused.
Yes, it is.
All right.
War is good for business.
I need a shower after that. It's gross.
Yep.
That whole rabbit hole of an organization that goes around. They also fund and arm and help strategize with the terrorists that attack the students in the college protests that were camping out. They coordinate with cops to try to, again, terrorize innocent protesters that are exercising First Amendment rights to try to do what they can to let the political class know that they want that genocide stopped, because there's no other way for us to have any kind of voice that has any kind of impact whatsoever. Voting our way out of this ain't going to work. I hate to say it. So if you are able to, in any way, please share the stream, first of all. Take care of your friends, take care of your family, as Care Bear likes to say. But if you're able to, and you've got a few bucks, Cash App, $Indie News Network is the easiest, best way to do that without fees. Ko-fi.com/Indie News Network or paypal.me/Indie News Network eliminates the Ko-fi fee. And then Substack, that's our
shout
newsletter.
Out Care Bear, who gave us $5 earlier.
Hey, yeah, no, thank you, Care Bear.
Appreciate you, fam.
Hell yeah, brother. That's our wall of fame. Those are the best people in the world. Those are the people we live. Because guess what? They support our network. Who are these people? Well, there's their names right there. Those are the ones that have actually contributed and tipped our channel and tipped our live streams and are trying to contribute to the media they want to see and funding the media they want to see. Because corporate media ain't telling you stuff like that. These are the people that would help us get our reporting back if we ever got shut down. These are the amazing people that are on our wall of fame that support our channel, our network, and what we do here. They fund the media they want to see.
Show me the money!
We've got Cash App is $$ Indie News Network. They'll be down in the ticker scrolling there. You've got ko-fi.com/Indie News Network, paypal.me/Indie News Network, and you can also subscribe monthly. Yes, that you can subscribe at innnewsletter.com on a monthly or an annual basis. Certainly, we are demonetized, and YouTube doesn't like stories like that. So please, if you can,
will not be televised.
It certainly will not. But I don't also think that it will end up allowed on YouTube in the end, which is why we're working toward a self-hosting solution at some point that we're going to be able to direct everyone to a website, and then we'll be able to chat via a Discord server, and
modern problems require modern solutions.
All will hopefully be avoidable of the major censors, so we can keep saying what we want to say, and nobody's going to try to stop us. Support independent media because we need it more than ever.
Yep. Keep listening to what Boats have to tell you, fam. Good night.
Mwah. Ciao, baby.
No! We just fucking lost the stream!
Can keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your heads. Why play civil if you won't listen to 50,000 dead? And now we know our mission, we form a militia, make Congress a prison. No, I play civil when all these dead won't make you listen. What's more American than slaying your oppressors? What's more American than liberty or death first? God, I thought we were founded on abolishing the tyranny of those who would starve a village all to live empirically. And I regret that I have only one life to give for my cause now that I can see the cause so clearly. See, I want our leaders, regardless of party, to fear me.